All right, let's talk the center of the field. My name's Greg, and you're watching How to Play Paintball. So for the Kings, I do play the center as well as the Dorito side, so I wanted to go over some of the kind of tips and tricks on things that you can do to make sure that you are being the most effective in the center. So one of the things that you really want to be careful of is bumping into the bunker. This is something that's going to tell the other team that now, yes, you are here. So you want it to be that if you run up, one, that you're low, because this is tall enough that it'll protect you, but it's just short enough that the paint can still get over it if you don't crouch down just a little bit. So if you're running up, you do want to be mindful of that. Watch over the top of the bunker to make sure that the paint isn't coming in. But when you come up, if you're sliding up, let's say, you don't want to crash into the bunker and let everyone know that now you're at the center. You want it to be that you can come up, still play tight, but you don't actually bump into it. You want it to be that way I can now look, maybe I'm waiting for someone to move, or I can kind of start peeking around and see, is there any, loaders or anything like that that I might be able to go ahead and start to shoot at, start killing some guys on the other side of the field. Something else that you want to be mindful of, so it could be when you're standing, but it also could be when you're taking a knee. For this particular setup that Mark 'Em All Paintball has here in Winter Haven, they have a center opening here. You always want to be mindful of your feet. I don't want it to be that my foot is sticking out and then now someone can shoot me through the center and now I'm a dead player. So the other thing too is that when it's hotter out, the bunkers are going to start to inflate a little bit. It's going to start expanding out. Yes, I am a science teacher. So you want to be mindful that the corners are going to start coming up on the bunkers a little bit. So you don't want it to be that, okay, I'm safe here, but now since the bunker is up a little bit, now my foot is showing and I'm going to get shot in the foot. So when you're coming up, you want to look and see, okay, where is it that my foot is going to be protected from, so that way when I come up, I can still have a good stance and still be protected downfield. So something else that playing the center is you really need to trust the guys behind you. You need to hear whatever communication is happening. So like last week we had talked about communication and just kind of how to talk as a team. You want to be hearing what it is that they're saying. This is one of those positions, like I had mentioned, that you don't want to talk. Unless they know for sure that you're here or you've killed, one or two guys or something like that, that you've done your job. If I'm sitting here and I hear my teammate say something, I'm gonna start nodding my head so that way, yeah, okay, I hear you. So that way if they're looking over, they see that I know what's happening, but I don't wanna say anything because I don't want it to be that now the other side of the field can hear me, especially if someone is on the other side of this bunker. The thing with playing the center is it is a very bloody position. It's one of those that you're going to be bunkered, you're going to go and bunker people. It's one of those that if you don't like to have that kind of thing happen to you, you probably shouldn't play the center. I do like how aggressive it can be, so it can be fun to just kind of run through and bunker someone. So that being said, if you feel something kind of move a little bit, that might be a clue that now someone is on the other side of the field. That's when you want to look through to see, okay, how can I go and bunker this guy and stay alive? It might be going around on the outside, and it might just be coming around and I can just go bang, bang, shoot him, and then come back and I'm protected. Or it might be that I need to commit and go straight through. The other thing is, don't forget about when you have openings like this. This is something that I can look through to see about the next thing that I want to talk about, which is playing the whole bunker. So there's going to be times where I need to actually do this and look and see what is it that is on the other side of the field, because maybe I need to hop over and help out my team. Maybe they say, hey, this Dorito just moved up. That's going to be something that might clear or be a clue to me. Okay, I need to be the one that goes over and stops that guy, or I know I can shoot that gap really well. So that's when you kind of hop over, you check out everything, make sure that you're protected, and you can move over. Okay, so something else that I wanted to make sure that you guys are mindful of is these things, these bungees, and also the flaps on the bunkers. Sometimes it is going to happen that the flap kind of opens up or the plug is on your side of the center. And also these bungees, now most leagues, I think the NXL does take off the ones that they aren't using, but if they're there, you want to be mindful of that. You don't want it to be that your barrel goes through there and then you try to run and now it's all hooked into there and you're having issues. You also don't want it to be that when you're posted shoot this and now you've missed your shot because that ball was going to hit that guy, but it hit this instead. So just be mindful of those things. All right, guys, so again, like I was saying, you really want it to be that when you're playing the center bunker, that it's something that you want to play all of the bunker. Now, there might be some times that, let's say like here, you can see this gap here. You can see it from this Dorito. Well, you can't see it, but there's a Dorito right here and this move. So maybe that's a spot that I can just sit there and post and wait for that guy to come through. Once I shoot him, then I can wrap and start, doing damage up the center of the field. But if you know that there is someone in a certain position that you can shoot at, it's going to be good for you just to move over to that side of the field, but make it so that the other guy doesn't know that you're there, if that makes sense. You want it to be that you can move back and forth so that they lose you, and if you can be sneaky in there, especially with these bunkers being modular, they can stand them up. I mean, even in Chicago, there was that weird, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but you could actually jump through the bunker, shoot someone, jump back, run around. There was a lot of stuff that you could do. So if you're able to be sneaky, then no one knows exactly where you're at. So they're going to be hesitant to try to run through and bunker you because maybe you've moved and now they just wasted their body. So this is something that can work to your advantage. So again, guys, this is going to be something that it just takes practice. There's going to be times where maybe you do make mistakes, and that's okay. Remember, at practice, it's okay to make mistakes. This is something that I think some players get so upset that they want to be these practice superstars instead of, okay, how do I get better in this situation? Instead of trying to figure out, okay, I got shot, but why? So if that's you, that's something that you have to kind of get over mentally of, it's okay that I got shot, just why did that happen and how do I fix it so that way it doesn't happen again? That's when it becomes an issue. If you have the same mistake a couple times in a row, that's on you now. That isn't a mistake. That is now just you not thinking through what you need to do. There are going to be times in the center that you do want to try to just run through and bunker someone, and it might be one of those game breakers. Johnny Greer on our team is kind of known for that, to go through and maybe shoot 2 or 3 bodies. He might be able to go through the center and just pick that perfect time, or it could just be something that it causes chaos that now your team can play off of. So as the center player, you need to have your head on a swivel, but you also need to make sure that you are sticking to your job and trusting the guys behind you. All right, guys, so that's the video. Thank you again so much for watching. It's crazy again that we're over 10,000 subscribers. So thank you to all those that have been a huge support since day one. And even if you just started watching yesterday, or this is your first video ever watching, thank you for being a support to the channel. So if you are going to be at World Cup, it is quickly approaching here. So be on the lookout for my playing critique videos. And yeah, if you wanted to say hi, please do so. I do like to meet you guys. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video or in person at World Cup. But as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.